lifesaver, I'd like to remind our friends and neighbors that wherever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train. So if you see tracks, think train. I'd like to take a moment to thank our major sponsors. The official sponsor of the Matthew Miners Internet broadcast is Napa Auto Parts of Alaska.
A weekend off, but the Anchorage Bucs still stay in first place. Now a trip to Palmer, Alaska, trying to keep a 4-0 perfect record alive. It's the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners on a beautiful day for baseball in Alaska. Welcome inside the booth alongside Milo Hoffman. My name's Alex Burstein-Milo. The Bucs, a great first week of the regular season, went 4-0, but it was really the offensive show that took things over for Anchorage.
Absolutely phenomenal. The offense has been the name of the game for the Bucs, and last game out, we saw the power finally come. Luke Taylor, Landon Underhill both hit jacks, so it's good to see the homers come. We haven't seen too much of that so far, so yeah, if you put the power, if you put the contact together, that's a good recipe.
Yeah, it's a perfect recipe, and that's what the Bucs did on Friday against the Glacier Pilots. 2 home runs off the bat of Landon Underhill and Luke Taylor, and it really seems like the power hitting's coming together for this team.
Oh, completely. And of course, players don't go up to the dish trying to hit homers. That just comes if you have power, if you have natural ability to hit the ball into the outfield. But it's the constant working of the counts that has really put the Bucs in good position so far this season on the offensive side. There's been so much traffic on the base paths that just makes it easier for players to see good pitches, because that forces pitchers to put the ball in the zone, and therefore there's more of a chance that you're going to get a good pitch to hit.
Well, that's what the Bucs were able to do on Friday. We mentioned a big win over the Glacier Pilots by a score of 9-7. Looked like it was going to be a lot more. Things took a little bit of a tumble in the ninth, but were able to eventually come together and close out the win. And one guy especially happy with that was head coach Joe Silva, and now he's trying to take a perfect 4-0 first week into an even better, maybe 5-0 second week. A busy week for the Bucs. We caught up with him ahead of today's game, and here is what the head man had to say. Alex Burstein of Coach Joe Silva of today's matchup with the Miners. Coach, start of a 5-game stretch. It's been kind of an off and on start to the season. How do you think the team's going to adjust to playing every day?
Yeah, I think we do good. I think our boys are ready and chomping at the bit. So, 1 of 5, and this is the most important one. So, I think we're 5 on 2 off, 5 on 2 off the following week too. So it'll hopefully provide a little structure.
Couple of homers on Friday. The power hitting's starting to come along. Have you seen any of the players kind of adjust their stances to lead to that power?
I don't think it's in the stance, to be honest with you. I think it's getting more comfortable with a new weapon in their hands, being the wood bat, and getting some at bats and getting some timing. And then I think also too the weather plays a little bit of a factor as well too. It was more of a crosswind, warmer and sunny on Friday, and we saw the long ball also for the Chinooks too.
You've seen this Miners team a couple times already. You really saw the offense work last week against them. What do you think worked in that game that can be taken into this one?
Yeah, I think just being sound situationally, right, offensively and defensively, and our bullpen really did a good job coming in and shutting it down. Last time we were here, so we just got to take it one pitch at a time, right? They're a good team. They have some good arms and some good bats, right? So every time we suit up against them, it's going to be a war.
And who do you have taking the mound today?
Sorry, I'm blanking for a second. No, it's Cade Finazzo.
And he was a reliever earlier. What do you want to see out of him as a starter tonight?
Yeah, no, I think he's given us some good innings in his relief stints, right? And seeing him in the starter role again, excited about his 3 pitches and the way he, commands and attacks the zone.
Well, there you have it. Joe Silva on today's Coach's Report. Obviously positive. It's sunny out. There's baseball to be played, and your team is undefeated. All that's going to help. Milo, what do you think are some keys today for the Bucs against this Miners team?
You just got to keep working the counts if you're these bats, because that's how you get good pitches to hit. And also, I think the running game is going to be big today, especially on a field that has been shown to not be the easiest for fielders to make plays. So yeah, the dirt is tough for fielders. You got to get traffic out there, force the other team into mistakes, and that's how the Bucs are going to win once again.
Yeah, not the easiest might be a little bit of an understatement. You go back to last week's game against the Miners at this ballpark. 7 errors for the Miners. That was really bad. The Bucs had 4 of their own, 11 combined errors in that game. It was a complete mess, and the Miners have turned stuff around. 7 errors in that game. They've only had 2 in the other combined regular season meetings, but there's been a lot of troubles on fielding both ends of the spectrum. Both of these teams, the Bucs have had 9 of their own, so both of these, 12 of their own. Yeah. So both these teams just trying to clean up their better fielding as the season goes on.
Well, that's, of course, what comes with the fundamentals of baseball. You have to clean up your defense, and you have to make the outs that you're given. So, you know, if the Bucs can go out there and limit their errors, and, you know, the Miners have been known to throw the ball around a little bit in the infield and pick up a few errors of their own. So clean baseball for the Bucs should be successful once again.
Tyler LeBrun and Joe Silva, the head man, meeting at home plate right now with our two-man umpire crew. And while they're doing that, we'll take you through the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Anchorage Bucs, a pretty similar starting lineup to what we've seen in a couple games this season. Landon Underhill gets the start at second base. He'll be leading things off as a lefty. Right behind him, Kai McGarry, the Arizona State outfielder. He'll be getting the start in left field. Luke Taylor stays at designated hitter. He hits in the 3 spot. Hit a home run his last time out. RJ Rue hitting cleanup, and he is the first baseman tonight. James Travencio gets the 5 spot. He's over at third. Reese Sherman hitting 6 and doing the catching duties. Logan Ewell, who just committed to college, we'll talk about that in a second. He will be playing in right field tonight and hitting 7. Grant Haas in the 8-hole, and Joey Nerritt in the 9-hole on the mound tonight, making his first start of the season is Cade Finazzo. We'll move things over to the Mat-Su Miners. Cole Funkhauser gets a start at second base. He'll also be leading off. Pair of second basemen in the 1-hole tonight for both these teams. Elliot Medlock gets a start in right field, as long as hitting 2 as well. Carter Geffrey as the designated hitter tonight, hitting 3. Carter Eberhard, another Carter, hitting in the 4th spot. He's over at first. James McGee doing the catching duties tonight. Behind him, Carson Grout, the 3rd baseman in the 6th hole, and hitting 7, 8, and 9. It's Lincoln Stevenson, the center fielder, Greg Paratoni, the shortstop, and Evan Bilter in left field. And pitching tonight, Connor Mundy, a right-hander out of Sam Houston State. A very similar lineup to what we saw last time out, Milo.
Yeah, both teams really similar, honestly. But yeah, the Miners have put up pretty much an identical lineup from the last time that we saw them. And listen, they've got a couple of people that are swinging a hot bat. Carter Geffrey's coming in 6 of 10 to start the season, so he's really the one that you got to look out for. He's DHing today, of course. Sometimes you see him behind the dish as the catcher for the Miners. And then, yeah, everyone on the Bucs side is really swinging a good bat, but it starts at the top with Landon Underhill, hitting .438 so far this season, of course, in limited play time because the season just got underway. But everyone really doing their part in the lineup, so it's been up and down.
Yeah, it's been a much better offensive year for the Bucs so far, at least in the regular season. They're hitting .288. That's compared to just a .211 mark for the Miners as a team. And really the big number for the Bucs has been 39 runs through 4 games. They've had double-digit hits every single game, and they really seem to know how to score the ball.
Yeah, and listen, if you score the ball 39 times through 4 games, I think you're going to be very successful. That's almost 10 runs a game for the Bucs to start the season. So listen, I don't know if we should expect that to keep up the entirety of the year. 10 runs a game is an absurd number to average. But listen, if you can get somewhere in that 5 to 7 range, which I think is very easy to expect at this point in the season, the Bucs should be successful, and that puts a lot of stress, or a lot of less stress on the pitchers for Anchorage.
Well, one of those players that has been putting a lot of stress on opposing pitchers for the Bucs is Logan Ewell, and our Milo Hoffman had a chance to catch up with him ahead of today's game. Here's what the right fielder had to say.
Milo Hoffman here with Logan Ewell, today's right fielder for the Bucs. Now, right off the bat, we saw coming on the bus ride, you committed to Southeast Missouri State. What can you say about that?
Super excited. Play at the next level, D1 obviously. Just got a good offer and feel good about it.
You've been swinging a hot bat. What have you been seeing at the plate? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm just looking to swing early, fastball, in my zone, and just put a good swing on it.
Now, these last couple off days, or we've had a couple off days, you've been talking a lot about fishing. What are you most excited to catch out there?
Yeah, I've been catching trout. I'm really looking for a salmon, so hopefully we get one of those soon.
Team trying to stay undefeated against the Miners. What's so important for this team to keep hitting so well?
Just getting our counts and swinging the bat well. Obviously we got to clean up some defensive stuff, but as long as the bats stay hot, you can afford a few errors.
What have been your favorite parts so far about being in Alaska?
Obviously the weather from AZ. It's 115 right now, so you can't beat this. It's 60 and sunny out right now. So.
And what are the vibes around the team right now?
Oh, everyone's hot right now. Undefeated. So can't ask for anything better than that.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, of course.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed. twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, there you have it, national anthem, and that means it's just about time for baseball here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska, alongside Milo Hoffman. My name is Alex Burstein. On the mound tonight for the Matsu Miners, it's going to be Connor Mundy out of Sam Houston. We saw him pitch just about a week ago against this Bucs team. Had a rough outing. What do you think Mundy needs to do to kind of control things tonight?
Yeah, we saw that rough outing from Connor Mundy, of course, last season. He pitched to an 11.57 ERA at Sam Houston, so trying to pick up innings here in the ABL. But listen, you got to command the strike zone. You have to make sure you're playing off your fastball. That's the first thing you have to establish against the Bucs specifically. Such a good hitting team. Put the fastball in the strike zone, then play off with your off speed, and you'll be good. But listen, it's going to be tough either way.
Second appearance of the year for the 6'2 right-hander out of Sam Houston State. Went 1 1/3 inning against the Bucs last week. Gave up 3 hits. The big number gave up 5 runs, all of which were earned, only a strikeout, but gave up a lot of base runners. He'll try to change that tonight against the top of the Bucs lineup. It'll be Landon Underhill, Kai McGarry, and Luke Taylor due up in the top of the first for the Bucs. All right, Milo, let's play a little magic number game. The Bucs have scored a lot of runs this season. How many do you think they need today to get the win?
I think the Bucs are probably going to put up 7 runs today. I think if you put up 7 runs, you get the win. But the Miners can swing the bat as well. Listen, they give up 5 runs to the Bucs against the Miners last time they played them, so that's nothing to harp on. So 5 runs for the Miners, they can swing the bat as well. But I think the Bucs get 7 or north of 6 even. I think they'll be successful.
A big thing for the Bucs this season has been scoring early. In the last 3 games, they have at least 3 runs in the first 2 innings. So we'll see if this top of the lineup can pounce on them. Landon Underhill, lefty in the leadoff spot. He has been very impressive this season.
Yeah, not your typical lefty. Now, he's playing second base, which makes you think he's a typical leadoff hitter, but he has pop. As we saw last game, he hit a rocket out to right field, so he'll look to get on base, but also you can't shy away right from the leadoff man, because if you put one down the middle of the plate, he can do some damage.
Saw him do that damage just last game. Went an impressive 2 for 4, but that's not the impressive part. A home run and 3 RBIs was an absolute moonshot to right field. And he would love to do the same thing right about now. It'll be Landon Underhill stepping up to the plate, the right-handed hitter, facing off against a right-handed Connor Mundy to start off tonight's game. Going to be a 6:03 p.m. first pitch here in Palmer, Alaska, so a little bit past the original 6 p.m. start time, but doesn't matter. The sun never sets here in Alaska. Underhill raises the bat over his shoulder. Mundy sets, first pitch on its way. That's a fastball taken low and outside for a ball, 1-0 the count.
Underhill going to try to work the count here to start off, especially as a leadoff man. Want to see as many pitches as you possibly can.
He's a very smart hitter we've seen through his first week with the team. 1-0 count, next pitch. Swung on a high fastball and missed. Evens out the count at 1 apiece. Underhill plays at Dallas Baptist. This is first year with the team this past spring. Got to play in the NCAA regionals with them. 1 ball, 1 strike on the lefty. Next pitch. That one sails high. It was even a player in some big games. Scored the go-ahead run against Little Rock in the regionals, but team ended up losing that game and fell in the first round of the NCAA tournament. 2-1 pitch. That one reaches outside. Mundy very reliant on this fastball early on.
Yeah, trying to establish the fastball right off the bat. I think all of these 4 pitches so far have been fastballs, so maybe look out for an off-speed coming.
3 balls, 1 strike on the lefty Underhill. Mundy sets tall, kicks his leg, the pitch. This one slammed high towards the left side of the infield. Backing up is the third baseman, Grout, who makes the grab on the line for out number 1. Underhill retired on the pop-up.
Yeah, all fastballs, just a tick late on that heater away. Mundy really trying to go away against Landon Underhill, the lefty, to start off the game. Just a slide under it.
So it's 1 away, no one on for Kai McGarry, the left fielder tonight. We've seen him play in both the left and center field spots. Had the day off on Fridays. This is his first action in 4 days of real time. The righty swings his bat high. First pitch shows bunt and pulls it away on a strike. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, corner infielders crashing in from the sides, expecting a bunt. Now, wonder if McGarry's going to show for the second time or maybe try to put one in play via hit. Swing it.
He squats in the box and pops back up. 0-1 the early count on the outfielder. Next pitch, he bounces this foul to the left side. Wasn't super surprising to see him bunt because he does have a lot of speed. Leads the league in stolen bases right now with 3, just 4 games played.
Yeah, we saw McGarry hit leadoff on opening day. Now he's slotted into that 2-hole, so still, of course, trying to work his way on for the heart of the lineup.
No balls, 2 strikes on McGarry. Mundy sets the pitch. Swung on towards right field past a diving Funkhauser on the ground, and that's a 1-out single for Kai McGarry. There's 1 on with 1 away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that's called a jam shot out to right. Exit velo was probably under 70 miles an hour, but listen, just squeaked by the right second baseman, so job well done.
It brings Luke Taylor to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Bucs in their road black uniforms today. Gray pants, black batting helmets, and the iconic yellow Bucs font on the front. Mundy readies for his first pitch to Taylor. That one hit foul off to the right side. 0-1 the count. Oh, we talked about McGarry, definitely a steal threat over there at first base. We'll see if he gets frisky here on his first time on the base paths. No balls, 1 strike on Taylor. Hitting an impressive .353 as pretty much the #1 designated hitter on this team. See him in that spot almost every single game. Check off attempt to first base. That was close, but McGarry gets back to the bag in time. Taylor's hit safely in all but 1 game this season, and it came against these Miners just last week. So trying for a little bit of revenge here. No balls, 1 strike on the right-handed hitter. Mundy bends his knees ever so slightly, throws over the first again. This one almost got away from Eberhard, but puts up his glove and gets it. McGarry still safe over there at first. So we've seen 2 pickoff attempts and only 1 pitch here to Luke Taylor. Maybe they're a little scared to throw to Taylor. Did hit a home run his last game. Here comes the delivery and the pitch. Swung on a high fastball, and it's an 0-2 count.
Yeah, Luke Taylor does not get cheated. High cheese right there, just right on by. But I'll tell you, if he makes contact with that, could go a long way. Like you just said, we saw that.
RJ Rue awaits on deck. James Provencio in the hole for the visiting Bucs, trying to do some damage in the first inning. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another high pitch that Taylor chases, and that's the first strikeout of the day for Connor Mundy. 2 away in the top of the first.
And Luke Taylor tried to put the ball over the fence there on 2 swings, so couldn't come up successful, but I would try to see if Kai McGarry takes second here. I know they've checked back a couple times, but you want a runner in scoring position now, especially with 2 outs in the first.
Brings RJ Rue to the plate, the left-handed hitter out of Baylor. Open stance, first pitch, swung on, popped foul to the left side, and we'll move it to an 0-1 count. We saw Rue play in the last game. He was actually the pitcher, went 2 innings against the Pilots, looked great in the first, gave up a few runs in the second before giving way to the winning pitcher, Jamie Robertson. Looked great, 4 innings pitched, just 1 run given up for the San Diego product. 0-1 the count on Rue. Next pitch, big swing to miss, 0-2. Haven't seen a ton of movement here out of these pitchers from Monday, but he's getting a lot of swing and misses.
Yeah, that pitch had some movement. That was a changeup there, dipping away on RJ Rouet. Really the first off-speed that we've seen from Monday.
McGarry off first, 1 on, 2 away here. Scoreless game in the top of the first. Bucs down to their last strike. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit high towards left center field, giving chases Stevenson, gets under it, and makes the grab for out number 3. Kai McGarry singles to get the first base runner of the day for the Bucs, but he's stranded over there at first base. It's nothing ball game as we head to the bottom of the first. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. We go to the bottom of the first here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. Alex Burstein doing alongside Milo Hoffman. A nothing ball game between the two teams at the top of the standings right now. The Bucs 4-0. They lead the way. Miners 2-1. Just a game and a half out of the first place. They could make that half a game with a win tonight. It'll be Cade Finazzo making his first start of the season, second appearance of the regular season for the Bucs on the mound. The right-hander out of Cal Baptist University. Milo, what can we expect out of him?
Yeah, Cade Finazzo really needs to establish the strike zone early against these Miners because, you know, we haven't seen Cade Finazzo too much. Saw him in a couple exhibition games, but Cade Finazzo, big righty frame, so intimidating against the righties and work a lot towards the outside portion of the dish. And use that off-speed as well. Nice slider that's tight into the lefties.
Has a fastball changeup slider in his rotation. He'll try to start things off against Cole Funkhauser, the second baseman, rocking the number 9 uniform. It's military uniforms once again for the home Miners.
2 times now.
Yeah, we've seen them in back-to-back games. Finazzo, quick leg kick in the pitch. It's a fastball low. 1-0 the count. Funkhauser hitting .333 on the young season. A sac fly last game, pitch inside, 2-0 the count. Saw Finazzo go 2 2/3 innings in his first relief appearance of the year. Gave up 3 hits and 3 runs, a pair of Ks. Here's the 2-0. That one, breaking ball outside and low, and just like that, it's a quick 3-0 count on Funkhauser.
Yeah, Cade Finazzo is about as classic of a windup as you could have. A little step back, easy.
3-0 pitch, inside. Took a little speed off of it, but couldn't find the strike zone, and that's a leadoff walk for Cole Funkhauser, and he gives away to Elliot Medlock, the outfielder.
Well, what did we say? You got to command the strike zone. It's the most important thing because it makes everything else that much more important, especially when you talk about defense and you talk about stolen bases. So, try to limit the free passes today for Finazzo.
Medlock out of Bryant University. Finazzo stands tall, shrugs his shoulder, the pitch outside. Tried to use that slider there, but just had nowhere near the zone. 1-0 the count. Well, that's 5 pitches and 5 balls for the right-hander out of Cal Baptist. He'll try to calm things down here. Next pitch, inside. Well, we mentioned the camo jerseys for the Miners. Kind of camo hats as well, and they're going to change this pitch to a hit-by-pitch. A very late change there. The umpire crew is going to come over and talk things over, but it doesn't matter. They're going to award Elliot Medlock a hit-by-pitch. It happened a few seconds after he had gotten back in the box, but just like that, there's 2 on. Joe Silva exits the dugout and is having a word with the home plate umpire. He doesn't understand how you can change a call like that.
Yeah.
I don't really either.
It didn't really look close. I mean, it definitely was close, but listen, I didn't hear anything from up here, so yeah, interesting to change the call. One thing if you call it right off the bat, but another thing to go back and then say, oh, well, actually, you got hit.
Well, Silva won't be able to change anything. He heads back into the dugout, a little disappointed, but he'll take it. Not much you can change here right now. And it gives way to the top hitter in the league, Carter Geffrey, the designated hitter. He's hitting a very, very solid 600 on the year through his first few games.
I think that might underestimate a little 600 batting average there, but yeah, definitely probably the most dominant hitter in their lineup.
The catcher out of Iowa has a lot of pop. He's DHing tonight. Runners at first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless game. First pitch. Geffrey fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Geffrey out of Ames, Iowa. That's where Iowa State is from. He went to the rival school, Iowa.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some hard feelings there.
Maybe. Iowa State. Home to my favorite running back, Brees Hall.
No balls, 1 strike. Runners take their leads. Next pitch. That one bounces at the plate. Evens out the count at 1 apiece. Well, we haven't seen any wild pitches yet from Finazzo, but now's not the time to start with 2 runners on, including 1 in scoring position. It's Cole Funkhauser at second base. Elliot Medlock at first. A walk and hit by pitch starts off the day for the Cal Baptist product. He sets with the glove at his belt and throws. This one bounced foul down the third base line.
Yeah, there's a slight decline down the third baseline as you get past the dirt, too. This field has all sorts of bumps and bruises, but it really looks nice, but of course plays a certain way.
The dirt infield, however, it's grass from home plate to first base and home plate to third base, so always makes the running a little bit interesting. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, and they say he went for it. Cade Finazzo rings him up with a breaking ball. That's the first strikeout of the day for the right-hander, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
First baseman, number 29, Carter Eberhard.
Yeah, that was a close one. It looked like Geffrey held his swing there to try to convince the umpire, but didn't do that successfully.
It was the home plate umpire that made the call. Didn't even have to appeal down to second base. Still 2 on now for Carter Eberhard, the first baseman tonight. First pitch. Taken low for a strike. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, Eberhard's been really struggling so far this season. And if you go back all the way to the exhibition games, just 1 for 12.
He'll try to change that against his Lancer teammate. These two played college ball together, now facing off against each other. Next pitch in there for a strike. Really commanding that inside part of the zone is Finazzo. So it's no balls and 2 strikes quickly here on Eberhard. Funkhauser at second base, Medlock at first. Bottom of inning number 1 here. Scoreless game on a beautiful day for baseball. Checks the runner at second. Next pitch, breaking ball, hit up the middle. This could be 2. Haas steps on second, throws to first. High throw, but in time. A 6-3 double play gets the Bucs out of damage here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. It's scoreless as we move to the second. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll go to the second here at Herman Brothers Field. All scoreless between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Bucs. Thanks for tuning in alongside Milo Hoffman. My name is Alex Burstein. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Bucs against Connor Mundy here in the second inning of action. And Milo Mundy looked excellent there in his first inning.
Yeah, really, really nice command to start. He went fastball, 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 then whipped out the changeup and then went back to the fastball.
James Provencio comes to the plate. The third baseman takes the first pitch, line drive into left field, and that one drops for a single. So, first pitch, Provencio turns on it, and he'll be aboard with a hit.
He just keeps on hitting. Came in hitting .438. That average will just go up. It's unbelievable for James Provencio. And the most impressive part is that he goes to all parts of the field. He goes to left, and he also pulls it towards right. So just an all-around complete hitter.
Brings Reese Sherman to the plate. The right-handed catcher. First pitch from Mundy. Slammed on the ground towards second. Paratoni goes to the second base to throw the first in time. A 6-4-3 double play erases that leadoff hit from James Provencio, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Yeah, of course, not what you want. Right off a single, you ground into 2, but it was nicely hit towards short, but calmly turned, and that's key. You got to watch out for the Miners' defense. How are they going to sustain throughout this entire game? If they're clean, it could be a very different game.
Brings Logan Yule to the plate. Lefty takes the first pitch outside. 1-0 the count. Well, he's had a good day. Just committed to Division I Southeast Missouri State University. Just announced his commitment. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Evens out the count. Yule played the first 2 years of his college career at Paradise Valley Community College. Looked great over there. A very, very good left-handed hitter. Very solid in the outfield as well. And now he'll get a chance at the D1 level. 1-1 pitch. Swings at a low one. And he'll go down in the count 1-2.
And now Mundy going to the off-speed. Has gone back to it 2 times now in this at-bat to Logan Yule.
Grant Haas on deck. Joey Narrett in the hole here in the top of the second. But there's 2 away. A scoreless ball game here in Palmer. Next pitch. Goes outside, evens out the count at 2 apiece. It really seems like the fastball is what he has the least control over.
Yeah. Didn't look like that, though, in the first inning.
No, a little bit of a switch up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mundy stands tall, rocking the yellow and green hat. Next pitch, breaking ball, hit towards right field and drops just foul. If Yule had straightened it out just a couple of feet, that would have been probably extra bases, but he'll head back to home plate with a 2-2 count once again.
The thing about this field, too, is that the corner walls there down right and left are curved back towards the outfield, so a triple here would be extra tough because the bounces are more likely to go right back to the fielder.
3:22 to the corner pulls here in Palmer. 2-2. Yule once again hits it towards right. This one drops for a single. Logan Yule rounds first base. Second hit of the inning for the Bucs. And their third of the day to bring up Grant Haas.
Just keeps on hitting, does Logan Yule. Sitting 385 before that at-bat. We talked to him before the game. You heard on the pregame show, he's just looking for that heater to line out to right or wherever, really, but just has been red hot.
Grant Haas needs some of that offensive success. Just hitting 188 through the first week. First pitch, breaking ball outside. 1-0 the count. But the reason Haas is in the lineup every single day is because he might be the best glove on this team. No errors so far over at shortstop.
He's made a couple really nice plays, too. Right back here, had that really nice play at short, that big hop.
1 ball, no strikes on the right-handed hitter. This one breaks in for a strike. We'll even out the count at 1 apiece. Logan Yule over at first base. 2 away here in the top of the second. A scoreless ball game between the Bucs and the Miners. Beautiful day for baseball. Sun beating down to create a perfect playing surface. It was a 6:03 p.m. first pitch here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Haas. Next pitch, misses low.
That was close. Good take by Grant Haas there after Mundy went to the off-speed. Back to the fastball there. Sometimes it's tough. The tunneling action can look really difficult. If the fastball's coming in, slider breaking away. It looks the same for about 3/4 of the way to the plate.
Haas waves the bat with his white batting gloves. Next pitch. Gets in there for a strike. Paints the top outside part of the zone. And Mundy just needs one more strike to get out of this inning. Gave up a leadoff hit to James Provencio, but got some relief thanks to a double play ground out by Reese Sherman. Logan Yule got the Bucs back on the base pass with a single. And now Grant Haas trying to do some more damage, but it's a 2-2 count with 2 away. Mundy stands tall, looks in and fires, and that one way inside. Haas had to duck away from the breaking ball that just lost complete control and will go full.
He almost hit Grant Haas there. Look over to the dugout, shook his head. Wasn't a fan of that pitch whatsoever. You can smell the popcorn from up here.
Yeah,
Smells
perfect
good.
ballpark atmosphere. Maybe we'll have to get you some. 6 RBIs on the year for Grant Haas to lead the league. Runner takes the pitch, hit high towards left field. Drifting back is Biltzer, who gets under it and makes the grab for out number 3. Well, a pair of hits for the Bucs. They can't catch either of them in. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on the base paths here in the top of the second. Still scoreless as we move to the home half. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the bottom of the second here in Palmer, Alaska, the Bucs and the Miners all knotted up at 0 here in what's been a pitcher's duel so far between Cade Finazzo and Connor Mundy. Cade Finazzo will get his second crack at these Miners hitters. The 5, 6, and 7 batters due up, beginning with James McGee, the catcher.
Your catcher, number 28.
1 hit by pitch in the first inning by Finazzo. That was the only damage done. Got out of it with a strikeout and a double play. Recovered really well after some early control issues. Now we'll try to keep things going against the middle of this lineup for the Miners. First pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the counts.
And Finazzo looked pretty good there in the first inning. Of course, the double play really got him out of the jam.
Here's the 0-1. That's a slider and just misses outside. 1-1 the count. McGee trying for his first hit of the regular season. 6 at-bats, has yet to put the ball in play and got in a reach. Slider misses outside, and we'll move it to a 2-1 count. Carson Grout waits on deck. Lincoln Stevenson in the hole. Oh, when you look at McGee and Grout, both have had some troubles hitting so far this year. They could use a couple of hits to revamp themselves heading into the second week of the season. Here comes the 2-1. That one clobbered high towards right field. Should be playable for Logan Yule. Takes a couple steps to his right and snags it for out number 1. Solid contact from James McGee, but Logan Yule patrols things out there in right field.
Now Logan Yule has looked really good out there in right. He's made a couple good plays. Had a shoestring grab a couple days ago. So he commands that area out in right pretty well, and it's deep gaps here at Herman Brothers Field, so he has good speed, which is great, especially if you're playing the corner outfield positions.
Carson Grout comes to the plate. Lefty swing and miss at the first pitch. Fastball, 0-1 the count. Well, you have the very lanky Cade Finazzo on the mound versus the Grout. Much bigger built, has a lot of strength to him. 0-1, bounces in the dirt, evens out the count at 1 apiece.
I think you just said the Grout. That would be a good
Grout?
nickname.
That would be a good nickname.
Finazzo versus the Grout. Who will win?
We'll see. Just couple pitches probably. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch inside. Nice movement late on the breaking ball from Cade Finazzo, and he gets ahead in the count 1-2. Trying for a quick second out. He's retired 4 straight batters. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Finazzo won the battle over the ground. Yeah. That's 2 away, and it gives way to Lincoln Stevenson.
Yeah, Finazzo's second strikeout of the night, and all the off speed you could ever imagine there. And second to last pitch of the at-bat was a changeup that just dipped right back into the middle of the zone. Real good movement.
Lincoln Stevenson hitting .333 on the year. He grounds one towards second. Throwing the first in time is Underhill, and that's out number 3. A very quick second inning of work for the Bucs defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. It's scoreless. We'll head to the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the 3rd inning of action we go here at Herman Brothers Field. Scoreless between the Bucs and the Miners. Milo, much different story than last game. It was 13-5, and the offenses were rolling early. Much different offenses here today.
Yeah, this time, last game when the Bucs were playing the Miners, it was 5-5. The Bucs scored 5 in the first, the Miners scored 5 in the second, so very different story. It's almost a little bit refreshing to see, you know, the pitchers have good performances at least to start off this game, so we'll see if that continues.
Zeros across the scoreboard. The only exception is 3 hits that the Bucs had. 1 in the first inning. They had 2 in the second, but ended up stranding Logan Ewell at first base. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Joey Narrett leads things off, the left-handed hitter out of Dallas Baptist. You have Dallas Baptist at the top and the bottom of this lineup. Holds a bright white bat over his left shoulder. First pitch, swung on and missed. A home run swing there from Joey, but he can't make contact.
Yeah, Joey Narrett is not your typical 9-hitter as well. He has some power. So, top and bottom filled by DBU products. Both have lefty pop. Very similar, honestly.
Yes, very similar type players. They're both utility guys. 0-1, popped up out of play left side, giving chase is Grout. And he'll run that all the way over to the fans. We'll get a souvenir here, and it's quickly an 0-2 count on Narrett. Narrett out of Campbellsport, Wisconsin. Went from Wisconsin to Texas to play his college ball. And now in Alaska for a second summer. Was here 2 years ago. Now returns to the Bucs. Says he's matured a bit as a player. 0-2 pitch, fouled back. Against the fencing here.
No.
Lots of fencing. We have it right in front of us, right above us. Not going to get hit by any foul balls.
Don't have to worry about that one bit. Joey Narrett, though, would like to straighten this out and put it the other way because these last couple swings have been pretty good.
Connor Mundy stands tall on the mound. Sets at his chest, kicks his leg. The pitch sails outside. 1-2. Narrett started 35 games at a very respectable 285 this past spring for Dallas Baptist, a team that, as you mentioned, made it all the way to the Baton Rouge Regional. Next pitch that goes high will even out the count.
Joey Narrett's also an aggressive base runner like we've seen. So if he could find his way on, steal throw. I watched a couple of those highlights from his DBU days. He is an absolute dog when running around the base paths. He dives head first to first a bunch of times too.
Speed and power, 2-2 pitch. That one's way low. Had to move back his feet to avoid getting hit in his black Nike cleats with the bright white swoosh. No outs here, top of the third inning, scoreless between the Bucs and the Miners. Second game of the regular season between these two. Bucs took game one 13-5. Next pitch, that one's low. And Joey Narrett will draw a full count walk. One on with no outs here in the top of the third, and he gives away to his teammate Landon Underhill.
Really good at bat, just all around. Fouled off a couple pitches, took a couple close pitches, and then when the time is right, he laid off on ball 4. So way to get on for Joey Narrett. And like you said, his other DBU teammate here. Starting off the inning with the 9-hitter is always a good thing because it's almost like double leadoff men.
Yep. You get your 9-hitter who often has a little bit of contact in his bat, and then you have your one guy who has a lot of contact in his bat. This time it's Landon Underhill. Takes first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0 count. Underhill popped up to third base to start off this game. It's part of an inning that saw a single from Kai McGarry, but no other reaches from the Bucs. 1-0 the count. Hefty lead by Narrett, who shakes his hips over at first base. He's ready to possibly take second. Underhill with the open stance. Long wait here from Mundy, the pitch. That one in there for a strike. Fastball evens out the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Underhill and Narrett, of course, good friends coming from the same college. Good fishing buddies as well.
Yes.
Saw them come back last night with a king salmon, cooked it, and ate it. Unbelievable, as Alex and I were just heating up our ribs that came from Costco. Very different.
I don't think either of us could do that. any part of that.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike on Underhill. Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. We mentioned Narrett has been cheating off the bag there a little bit, but he slides in safely. I don't think we could catch it. I don't think we could clean it. I don't think we could cook it. I mean, they got the full package. We've got none of it.
I was talking to Jack Giordano, one of our relief pitchers. I said, I don't know what I would do. I would just start reeling at some random time, hope for the best.
1-1 pitch. Narrett takes towards second. The ball's high. Throw to second is in time on a laser. Nice play by the shortstop, Greg Parentoni. He caught it about chest high, but had a second to gun down, to tag Narrett there. And just like that, there's one away with the bases empty for Landon Underhill.
We've seen a couple bullets from the backstop position. They saw Ren Matsuzaki gun someone out. Of course, McGee showing off his arm there.
Kai McGarry at the plate, takes first pitch low. 1-0 the count. Or excuse me, Landon Underhill still at the plate. Takes that one low, so we'll go to a 3-1 count. Looking for his first hit of the day. A little more difficult now. You don't have that comfortability of having a guy at first base. But trying to draw the walk. Up 3-1 in the count. Late kick in the pitch. Fastball line towards center field, and that drops in front of Stevenson. 4th single of the day for the Bucs, and they're back in business here in the top of the third.
And just a beautiful lace out to left center. And it was tailing away from Stevenson, who looked like he was going to try and make a dive for it. Last second he held up and almost tripped on himself, but good job to keep it in front of himself to hold Underhill to just a single.
So now it's Kai McGarry's turn, trying to work some magic here. Singled in the first inning. Result here, who knows? Underhill might be able to score on it if it goes opposite field. First pitch takes outside on a breaking ball. 1-0 the count. Connor Mundy, through 2 1/3 innings of work, has just 1 strikeout, but has found ways to get guys out, whether it's runners caught stealing, double plays, flyouts. It's been pretty productive here. The freshman out of Sam Houston State. 1 ball, no strikes on Kai McGarry. Very straight up stance. Next pitch, swings and fouls it off. 1-1 the count.
Last time McGarry was up, he flubbed one to right off the inside of the bat. Probably close to a broken bat, but he'll take the single either way. Gary came in hitting just 250. But, of course, has a single today. Early in the season, the numbers spark up.
That's going to make your batting average drop 10, 20 points. Next pitch inside, and it's a 2-1 count on McGarry. Out of Arizona State, mainly used as a pinch runner in his freshman campaign. He was drafted out of high school to the Houston Astros. Ended up being the only Astros draft pick not to sign with the team. Opted to go the college route instead. 2-1 pitch inside. McGarry turned away from the fastball, and all of a sudden it's a 3-1 count, trying to draw the second walk of the inning. We'll see a lot of high schoolers decide they want to go the route of Division I ball, get a little more practice under their belt before maybe getting a higher draft pick in a few years. Mundy stands tall, the 3-1 pitch taken for a strike. That one looked pretty down the middle, but McGarry thought it was a ball. He tossed his bat all the way over towards the dugout, and Luke Taylor will be a good friend and pick it up and give it back to McGarry.
Yeah, it's always funny. I wonder if the players do that to try to convince the ump, or is it they're just too confident because McGarry, I mean, he chucked that.
He did. That was a far away.
Yeah.
Well, instead, it's a 3-2 count. Mundy trying for a big second out. The payoff pitch. Runner takes. It's a high fastball, and it's punched away. Out of play. And we'll do the 3-2 again.
Yeah, you notice when Landon Underhill takes off for a second, he's checking to see what McGarry does at the plate, because, of course, if he puts it in play, Underhill wants to be able to, you know, get on his horse and possibly go to third.
McGarry in the righty's batter's box, ready for the second payoff pitch. Here it comes. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. McGarry heads back to the dugout disappointed, and that's 2 away here in the top of the third.
Yeah, probably just caught guessing there, because that fastball was right down Broadway.
DH number 1, Luke Taylor.
Second strikeout of the outing for Connor Mundy. This is the second straight inning that the Bucs have had 2 players reach and now are at risk of not doing anything with it. Luke Taylor trying to change that. Designated hitter. Hitting .353 entering today. Struck out back in the first. First pitch. Clobbered high towards left field. Drifting back is Peritoni, the shortstop. Calls off his teammates and gloves it for out number 3. A high pop out to shortstop ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for the Bucs. We'll head to the home half, still scoreless here at Herman Brothers Field. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the home half of the third, we go here in Palmer, Alaska. A scoreless ball game between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Bucs. Both pitchers just dueling right now. Kate Finazzo will head back down to the mound for a 3rd inning of work. Looked excellent in the second. Fly out, strikeout, ground out. Did everything he possibly could. It ended up being a 1-2-3 inning for the Miners. Now face off against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Greg Peritoni, who just had a nice catch to end the top half of the frame, will get his first swings of the day in. Shortstop leans in. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice slider there. Gets Finazzo up in the count, 1-0-1.
Nice crowd on hand today, once again, as always here in Palmer.
Next pitch, fastball in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. I think someone just won an inflatable water or something.
I'll tell you, the giveaways here.
Every game, it seems.
It's amazing. The PA announcer just has the craziest job of all time.
0-2 pitch. That's a fastball swung on at missed in the dirt. Easy throw to first by Sherman, and that's another strikeout on the day for Cade Finazzo, his third.
Cade Finazzo really doing well. I mean, it's just really nice to see pitchers doing well as a whole here at Herman Brothers Field because it's been so different these last couple of games.
First pitch, breaking ball low for a ball. 1-0 the count on Evan Bilter, the left fielder. Yeah, Mile was right. There's been a lot of runs at this ballpark. It seems at every single ballpark throughout the league. Here's the 1-0. Popped high towards shallow right field. A few people around it. It'll be the right fielder, Ewell, who comes in and makes the grab on the line for out number 2. That's a very efficient first 2 outs for Cade Finazzo. He's been looking great. Keeping that pitch count low, just 24 pitches through 2 2/3 innings pitched.
Yeah, about as good as you could possibly be. That first digit of your pitch count, you try to keep it with the digit of the inning.
Yep.
If you can do that, that's really good. And right now, Finazzo's on track to do so.
And now he's doing it below.
Yeah.
Cole Funkhauser at the plate. Bounces one foul along the left field line. Who's ever over there at third base? I don't believe it's Tyler LeBron. One of the assistants was unable to make the play.
Yeah, put his arm out and tried to make it, but couldn't. Now one of the relievers of the Bucs.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball outside, evens out the count at 1 apiece. Funkhauser hitting .333 on the season. Walked back in the first, got around the second, but was stranded there. Here's the 1-1. Fastball popped back our direction. I think that hit off the roof of the press box.
Yeah, and the PA announcer does his classic easy there. He always does that. He always talks to the players while they're at bat. I wonder how they feel about that.
I think it might get in their head, but hey, he only does it with the home players.
True.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball popped in front of the plate. It hit off of Funkhauser's bat, and they're going to, I believe, say that's an out. Yeah, hit off of something that he was holding. Yep. So that will be out number 3. A very quick inning for Cade Finazzo. 1-2-3 for a second straight inning, and we're scoreless as we head to the 4th. Tyler LeBron will have a word with the home plate umpire. Doubt anything will change here, so we'll take a break. Scoreless here. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs Baseball. To the 4th inning we go here at Herman Brothers Field. It's still scoreless between the Bucs and the Miners. Well, you see something new at the ballpark every day. We just saw an offensive interference to end the 3rd. Cole Funkhauser hit, I guess you call it a nubbler that didn't even leave the dirt in front of home plate. It bounced up and immediately hit his bat for offensive interference. He was called out. Wasn't happy with the call, nor was his head coach, but that ended a very efficient inning for Cade Finazzo.
Yeah, very efficient. You keep saying offensive interference. I'm expecting a 10 yards automatic first down after that. But, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's usually the catcher you have interference on, not the batter. But will end up being an out. And that means it's the Bucs' turn to swing the bats. How are the lineup? 4-hitter R.J. Rue leads things off. The lanky two-way pitcher in the left-handed batter's box takes first pitch, breaking ball low, 1-0 count. It's very interesting to see Rue in the cleanup spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, they clearly trust his bat, and obviously they trust his arm as well, so just a really well-regarded player on this Bucs team.
1-0 pitch, fastball way behind it. Moves it to a 1-1 count. Rue still searching for his first hit of the regular season. Has had 2 starts in the regular season, so he'll at least try to, I guess, match the number of his starts with hits. He could do that today.
Yeah.
Next pitch, breaking ball low, and move it to a 2-1. Connor Mundy, the right-hander out of Sam Houston State, looked pretty good through 3 innings. He's given up 4 hits, but no one's come around to score. That's what matters most. Rue holds the bat, slightly waving it. Next pitch. He's way behind it for a strike 2. So he's seen 2 swings on fastballs, and Rue just a little bit behind both of them.
Yeah, just a tick off right now at the plate, especially on that fastball. So I would expect nothing else than Monday just to go right back to the heater.
Flew out to center field to end the first inning. Rue trying to change that here to start off the 4th. Mundy sets right below his chest. Leg kick and the pitch. That one's inside. Rue with some quick reflexes to back away. Won't get hit. And we'll move it to a full count here on the left-handed hitter. Righty on lefty battle. We'll go full on the first batter of the 4th frame. Scoreless here in Palmer, Alaska. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the bottom part of the zone. Rue thought he had a free pass, tossed his bat, and now he'll have to walk back and retrieve it as well. Another strikeout on the day for Connor Mundy, his 3rd. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 4th.
It's a little bit different today from the Bucs lineup. Normally you see them very aggressive up at the dish and trying to swing, but now 2 times we've seen players toss their bats over, and it ends up being a called strike. So a tick different today for the Bucs, as we've seen their offense has been so good.
James Ravencia has been a big part of that. He has a hit today. First pitch, swung on and missed. It's also just the timing has been off today for the Bucs.
And you got to give credit. You got to give credit to Connor Mundy, of course, on the hill, really working well with all of his pitches today, keeping the batters on their toes.
Mundy in his 2nd appearance of the year. Next pitch, check swing from Prevencio. They say he went, and it's an 0-2 count. Mundy struggled against the Bucs just a week ago. Went 1 1/3 and gave up 5 runs off of 3 hits. Well, today he's gone 3 1/3 already. Has given up 4 hits, but no runs. Prevencio in the lefty's batter's box. Next pitch, he swings at a low one, misses, and that will be another strikeout back-to-back from Connor Mundy, and there's 2 away here.
Yeah, that is very uncharacteristic for James Prevencio. Swung at a pitch in the dirt there. I don't think we've seen that this year so far. So normally you talk about hitters seeing pitchers more than once, but this time Connor Mundy's taking advantage. He's already seen these guys, and he's clearly made some adjustments.
Well, 2 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Mundy. Now he has 2 alone in the 4th. We'll try to strike out the side against Reese Sherman. First pitch, fastball taken all the way for a strike. 0-1 the count. Sherman hit into a double play back in the 2nd, 6-4-3. The catcher waves his bat, very active in that righty's batter's box. Next pitch, that one hits the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-2 the count. And Mundy is dealing here in the top of the 4th. No balls, 2 strikes on Reese Sherman. Scoreless ball game here in Palmer, Alaska. Mundy sets tall the pitch. Bounce towards first. It's a slow roller, gloved by Mundy. Races to the bag, sticks out his leg, and didn't get there in time. So Reese Sherman beat out Connor Mundy to the bag, and just like that, there's 1 on for the Bucs.
That's a really interesting play right there. Mundy was tripping. He was bumbling over to first and then extended out his leg, but didn't get it in time. Sherman, credit to him, was running straight out of the box. It was almost hit perfectly in between the pitcher and the second baseman, Funkhauser, but not enough to get it by the pitcher.
So it'll be 1 on, 2 away for Logan Ewell. the left-handed hitter. He's played very well in right field today. First pitch, swung on, fouled up just into the dirt. 0-1 the counts. Well, Ewell singled back in the second. Don't think we'll see Reese Sherman take off for second base. Haven't seen a steal attempts out of him recently, but you know, with the lefty at the plate, you never know. Try to get someone in the scoring position. 0-1 the count on Ewell. Next pitch. Hit high towards right field, shallow. Funkhauser gets in it, takes a few steps in, and makes the grab on the edge of the dirt for out number 3. A 2-out single for Reese Sherman. He's stranded there at first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on the base paths here in the top of the 4th. Still scoreless. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 4. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Bottom 4 here already in Palmer, Alaska. Still scoreless between the Miners and the Bucs. Neither offense can get anything going. It'll be the Miners' turn to try to do so with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Elliot Medlock, Carter Geffrey, and Carter Eberhard here in inning number 4. Cade Finazzo stays in for a 4th inning of work. The right-hander sets and deals. First pitch breaks outside. 1-0 the counts.
Zooming by, we were talking about it during the break. This game is just flashing like lightning. Hopefully there's no lightning here. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a little cloudy, but no rain in the forecast. Fastball inside. We'll move it to a 2-0 count. 54 minutes into tonight's contest. We're already into the bottom of the 4th. And there's not even a pitch clock.
No.
2-0 pitch. Clobbered towards left field. This one is gone. Elliot Medlock sends one towards the mountains here in Palmer, and just like that, it's a 1-0 ball game. He'll take his time rounding the bases. Uncorked on that one, and the Miners lead 1-0.
Yeah, an absolute no-doubter. You can hear it off the bat. I was going to say, the Miners have no hits. Well, just like that. 1 hit, no shutout. 1 homer can do a lot, especially in a pitcher's duel like this.
We'll see if that gives some momentum to the Miners. Carter Geffrey takes first pitch outside. Well, when you have your 2, 3, and 4 hitters up in an inning, that's what you like to see happen, because these are usually your most powerful guys. Carter Geffrey is the most powerful guy, hitting 600. Takes a pitch low, quickly a 2-0 count. And what you want to see out of Cade Finazzo right here, don't let get in your head.
Yeah.
Calm things down. You go back to Friday's game, Jamie Robertson, the winning pitcher, as the 2-0 gets in there for a strike outside part of plate, 2-1. Gave up a home run in the 4th. It looked maybe a little bit shaky. Then he was fine. 2 more innings of scoreless ball. So it's all about the mind games for a pitcher. 2-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's a 2-2 count. Went with the changeup there. We'll see. Maybe he'll try to float a fastball past Gifford here to get a big first out here in the top of the fourth. The 1-0 Miners lead off of a solo shot from Elliot Medlock. Here's the 2-2. Hit on a line drive towards right field. That one sails out of play towards the fans out there. Bleachers right past the dugouts in both right and left field. And then there's seating below us and right to the left and to the right for a capacity of 1,700 here. Next pitch. That one bounces in the dirt. It's right away from Reese Sherman. And we'll go to a full count here on Carter Jeffrey. Well, that's what we're talking about. We'd see no wild pitches from Cade Finazzo. See if he can calm things down. The bullpen is getting busy for the Bucs. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. And that will be another strikeout for Cade Finazzo. So he returns from the home run, gets a K, and that will start off the fourth. That will give an out in the fourth here for the Bucs.
Swung right through that one. High fastball, so really nice bounce back for Cade Finazzo.
Carter Eberhard at the plate. Lefty swings at a low first pitch and misses for strike 1. James McGee on deck. Carson Grout in the hole. Eberhard grounded out to end the first inning. It was an unassisted 6-3 double play. 0-1. Bounce towards first. This should be easy for Rue, who will grab it and take one step to his left for out number 2. He thought there was 3 outs, started to run off the field. Instead, they'll throw it around the diamond. Just 2 away, RJ.
Yeah, and it's funny because when RJ gets the unassisted putout, he's in charge of throwing the ball around, and he throws rockets, of course, because he's a pitcher, throwing strikes.
It means James McGee tries to keep this inning going. He pops the first pitch towards center field, and easily grabbing it is Joey Merritt for out number 3. So Cade Finazzo settles things down, but not before Elliot Medlock unleashes on a solo shot. That's the only run of the game. It's 1-0 Miners as we move to the 5th. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the 5th inning we go here at Herman Brothers Field, and the Bucs need some offense. Trailing 1-0 to the Miners. A solo shot from Elliot Medlock got either offense going in the bottom of the 4th. He just uncorked on a ball, line drive, homer out to left field. There was no doubt about it. And that means the Bucs, well, they'll have to play from behind here in the 5th. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up, beginning with Grant Haas. The shortstop flew out to left field back in the 2nd inning of play. Haas, as we mentioned, has been very impressive in the field and is trying to translate that into good offense at the plate. Hitting below 200 on the year, came in today hitting 188. First pitch, fastball inside, 1-0 the count. Well, it's a perfect day for baseball. 65 degrees and sunny. Can't ask for much better than that here in Alaska. Late kick, next pitch. Bounced right back into the glove of Mundy, who will go to first and flip it into Eberhard's glove for out number 1. Quick first out for Grant Haas gives way to Joey Narrett.
Just an absolute pitcher's duel here. Connor Mundy continues to be dominant. And the Bucs players are aggressive at the dish, but haven't been too successful yet.
Mundy had an 11.57 ERA this spring. His season high in innings pitched was 3. He's looking strong into 5 innings pitched here tonight for the Miners. First pitch inside for a ball to Joey Narrett. The center fielder walked in the third, and then we were talking about how speedy he was. Got gunned down trying to steal second base. It was an excellent throw from McGee behind home plate. His first runner caught stealing all season long. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Move it to a 1-1 count.
This is also the first time we've really seen a starter go 5 innings.
Yep.
I mean, he's trying to be, eligible for the win. So new stuff from the Miners here, and I don't know about the rest of the teams, but in the ABL.
Hasn't gotten a lot of run support until last inning. 1-1 pitch, breaks outside, 2-1 the count. Well, this is a big spot for Joey Narrett. It's hard to do a lot with 2 outs and no one on the base paths. He'd love to be on as the one-hitter Underhill comes to the plate. Here's the 2-1. Fastball in there for a strike. And we'll even out the count at 2 apiece. Holds his white bat high above his bat. Has a very stand-up stance. Here's the 2-2. Popped up right side of the infield. Second baseman Funkhauser charges in and makes the grab for out number 2. So a high pop out for Joey Narrett, and just like that, there's 2 away with no one on for Landon Underhill. Singled back in the third, pop out in the first. And it seems like, he's a guy who'd love to start a rally, which the Bucs now in need of.
Yeah, the Bucs have been so good at 2-out rallies to start off the season, so never count them out in an inning, especially at the top of the lineup.
The left-hander twirls his bat around and now waits for the first pitch from Mundy. Here it comes. That one low. 1-0 the count. 1-0 Miners lead here in the top of the 5th inning. A fast-paced ball game here in Palmer, Alaska. Pitcher's duel with the exception of Medlock's home run. Here's the 1-0. Popped up. Foul territory left side. Third baseman Grout chasing it, and it goes towards the fans. He lost his hat. You see a lot of lost hats here.
Yeah. No wind, though. Absolutely no wind.
It's dead tonight. We mentioned it's perfect baseball conditions. You're not going to have the wind help or hurt anyone.
Nope.
But, I guess they're just running fast.
Yeah.
That's
running fast like you.
It's a rule of physics, yeah, something like that.
By the way, everyone, I did join him on a run yesterday, but I only lasted 1 mile.
I know. We put you to the test. 1-1 the count. Next pitch to Underhill. Breaks into the dirt. 2-1 count now on Landon Underhill. 2 away. It's a 1-0 lead for the Miners. Bucs trying to get a 5th straight win to start off the season. Bucs 2 for 6 today with 2 outs. Next pitch to Underhill. Popped up center field. Drifting back and making the grab is Stevenson for out number 3. Bucs retired in order in the top of the 5th. They'll try to keep the Miners' bats quiet in the home half. It's a 1-0 Mat-Su lead. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. To the bottom of the fifth we go here, halfway through this one. The Miners with a 1-0 lead over the Anchorage Bucs. And we'll see our first call to the pen for either one of these teams. Wyland Nelson comes in to relieve Cade Finazzo. Finazzo goes 4 innings, giving up just 1 hit, but it was a big one. A home run from Elliott Medlock. So 1 run given up, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts on 43 pitches. Now he gives way to Wyland Nelson, who will face off against Carson Grout to start off the inning. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball reaches outside. 1-0 the count.
Well, Wyland Nelson, high school senior, going to San Diego next year, so a lot of potential.
High leg kick. Next pitch, line drive, blooped over the head of the first baseman, Ruwe. And that's a leadoff single for Carson Grout to start off the bottom of the fifth. Just the second hit of the day for the Miners.
Two hits have been pretty hard, though, I'll tell you. That single was a ripper. So Nelson, of course, wants to settle in. Don't give up any more than you already have. Of course, when the Bucs offense has been quiet today like they have.
Nelson's a threat for a lot of strikeouts. Had 101 of them on the mound this past spring at Ventura High School. First pitch, breaking ball outside to Lincoln Stevenson. 1 on, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Carson Grout over there at first base. Stevenson at the plate and Greg Paratoni on deck. Nelson sets. Next pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Will even out the count at 1 apiece. Second appearance of the year for Wyland Nelson. We saw him go 2 innings against the Glacier Pilots back on June 10th. Gave up a pair of runs and 1 hit in his 2 innings. Hoping for a cleaner night out here. This pitch goes high, and we'll move it to a 2-1.
And Nelson, another one of those two-way guys. Big night for two-way guys. Shohei Ohtani back on the bunt for the Dodgers tonight. Went 1 inning, gave up a run. So, big day.
Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. I'm sure Nelson will love that comparison.
Shohei Ohtani. I was not comparing Nelson to Shohei Ohtani. I was saying a big day for two-ways. As the king of two-ways, Shohei Ohtani, he's back doing 1/2.
2-1, bounce right back to glove of Nelson. He throws to second. The relay throw to first is in time. That's a 1-4-3 double play to empty the bases here in the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth.
Excellent play by Nelson. The ability to throw to second on a dart. And listen, no one was covering the bag right when he threw, so he threw it in the general area, and Underhill eventually got there. Nice play.
So 2 away for Greg Parentoni. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Nelson with really good command of his stuff here early on. Rocking a bright pink glove out there on the mound. Righty deals quickly. Pitch inside, evens out the count at 1 apiece. Carson Grout got the inning started with a single, but he fell victim to that double play. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hit high towards left field, and coming over to make the grab is Kai McGarry, and Wyland Nelson works a clean first inning of relief. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on the base pass. We're through 5 here at Herman Brothers Field. We'll turn things over to Milo when we return. It's a 1-0 Miners lead. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs Baseball.
Back here at Herman Brothers Field. Miners on top of the Bucs, 1-0. And Connor Mundy still on the bump for Matsu. has gone 5 scoreless so far tonight, has shut down the Bucs lineup that has been red hot to start off the season. So an uncharacteristic offensive day so far for Anchorage, but we'll see if they can turn that around here in the 6th inning. Leading off for the Bucs is the left fielder Kai McGarry, who just had that put out in the top half or the bottom half of the 5th.
I mean, why would you take Monday off the mound? He's given up 5 hits, but other than that, it's been nearly perfect. He's finding the strike zone a lot. 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. He's been excellent.
Monday set pitch. McGarry shows bunt, and it's foul, third base side. McGarry was off and running already.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that's going to be the strategy. He showed bunt back in his second plate appearance on the first pitch. Took it away eventually, but they know he has his speed. Leads the league in stolen bases.
Yeah.
Might as well use it.
Listen, he said when he came over here, he wants to work on his run game, just everything, and that's a huge part of what Kai McGarry can do. Monday set, ready for the 0-1. Here's the kick and the deal pitch, taken for a strike, off speed, and it's 0-2 on McGarry.
Well, he definitely has the showings of being a potential 5-tool player.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
he's good in the field. We've seen promise at the plate. Speed's a big part of it, so you got to work on everything to be that true 5-tool player.
It's about checking off the boxes one at a time. 0-2 on McGarry. Here's Monday's pitch, taken outside, another fastball. So 1-2 on McGarry. Look to get things started. A good leadoff man to start the inning. Of course, we're talking about the speed. Heart of the lineup to follow. Luke Taylor, the DH behind him. And R.J. Rue, the first baseman, in the hole. Monday set looks in for the sign. Gets it. Here's the 1-2 pitch, taken just outside, and it's 2-2 on McGarry.
That's the 70th pitch of the day for Monday. We've seen a pitcher or two go into the 80s this season in the Alaska Baseball League, but you have to imagine his leash getting a little bit shorter every pitch. It is.
A quality start. Monday ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch, taken high and in, and it's 3-2 on Kai McGarry. Works the count really well. We've seen him spoil off pitches, so already with a single today. Little blooper out to right. 1 for 2, struck out back in the 3rd. Monday gets the sign once again. Set, long pause. Now here's the payoff pitch outside, so that's a leadoff walk for Kai McGarry. Exactly what you want for Anchorage. He'll run on over to first. And now it's Luke Taylor, the DH up with a runner on first and no one out.
Yeah, and you love to see that of Kai McGarry because first couple games this season, he was swinging at a ton of stuff, and we said you'd like to see some more plate patience out of him. Shows it there. And if you're the Bucs, if you can get these to 3-2, 2-2 counts, that's huge because the Miners bullpen has struggled against the Bucs. You go back to last week's game, they gave up 8 runs in 8 innings of relief. So if you can send Monday to the showers, that's a key to Anchorage getting this win.
Send him to the showers. I like that. Wonder if they have showers here.
Can't tell.
McGarry off first. Pitch. Crush. Left field. Back goes Bilter. He's looking up, and that ball's out of here. Second home run of the year for Luke Taylor. And just like that, the Bucs have the lead. 2-1 in the 6th.
Well, all you need is one swing of the bat. Luke Taylor just strolled into home plate there walking, but he knows he has the power. Unleashed on one on Friday and did the same thing here. I don't know if we can quite call that a no-doubter, but you could hear it off the bat that was traveling a long way. Just gets over the top of the wall here at Herman Brothers. Took the outside pitch and gave it a long ride. And Luke Taylor showing he is a force to be reckoned with here in the ABL.
Just a beast of a bat. Here's the pitch to Rue. He flies it foul left side. Just pulled those hands in so quickly. Over the fence there, out and left. Second homer of the season for Luke Taylor. Hit one against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks last Friday. Back-to-back games now with a homer for Taylor. Monday set looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch to Rue. Chopped on the ground to second base. Funkhauser snags it and throws the first in time. So 1 out here in the 6th off of an R.J. Rue ground out. Still thinking about that Taylor big bomb.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. We haven't seen him catch yet this season, and it might be this week. There's 5 games in 5 days. But he's been designated hitter almost every single game, and that's just because they know how important it is to have him in the lineup. And, I mean, now he's really, really improving it.
Exactly. How could you not put him in the lineup? Sometimes DHs clog it up, but listen, Taylor's doing everything he can. Prevencio now at the disc. Pitch. He chops it on the ground to second. Funkhauser for the second time in a row throws over. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. But it's so different now with the Bucs having the lead. Prevencio, a little bit of an off day so far. Of course, single back in the 2nd, but struck out in the 4th and grounded out in the 6th. That just tells you how good he's been. Saying he's off day, 1 for 3, and that's 333. And out comes the coach to the mound to check on his pitcher, Mundy.
Yep, and that's going to be a call to the pen.
So a call to the pen from head coach Tyler LeBrun. Monday, his day is over. Doing a solid 5 2/3, but of course gave up that big home run to Luke Taylor to score 2-1 Bucs. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side. It's Bucs baseball now with the lead. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Back here at Herman Brothers Field, new pitcher on the bump for the Miners is Garrett Bauman out of Sam Houston. Junior over there in the big state of Texas. 12.32 ERA. He's in the transfer portal now, though, so looking for a new home. Reese Sherman at the dish for the Bucs. Kicks and deals, pitch, top foul. And it's 0-1 on the Buck backstop. Really good day for Connor Monday, as we said. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. He went into the 6th with no runs, and then Luke Taylor hit a bomb to left. The 0-1, so 0-2 on Reese Sherman.
Bauman actually just found his new home. He'll be playing at Angelo State, a D2 next year, so we'll be making that D1 to D2 jump. He's been around a couple places, but that's how he'll close out his college career.
0-2 to Sherman, pitch topped off the foot, so it's a foul ball. Still 0-2 on Sherman. Sherman today reached on an infield single back in the 4th and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Came into the day hitting .273, a couple doubles. Outs. Here's the kick and the deal, swing and a miss. Sherman down on strikes. But the Bucs get 2 runs off of Luke Taylor's 2nd homer of the year, a 2-run shot to left. 2-1 Bucs as we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. Back here in Palmer, Alaska for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Bucs on top 2-1. Still Wyland Nelson on the hill for Anchorage. And leading off for the Miners is the left fielder, Evan Bilter. Bilter flew out to right field back in the 3rd, so 0 for 1 on the day. Nelson has his glove high up towards his eyes. Now kicks and deals, pitch, swung on, chopped on, one bounce to short. Haas fields, fires across the diamond, not in time. Good effort from Grant Haas, the shortstop, but Evan Bilter was fast enough to beat it out, so there's a runner on first for the Miners with no one out.
Yeah, that would have been an amazing play from Haas, rolling to his right, had to glove that and throw it on a loop as he was falling to the ground. Just a little bit late on the throw, but heroic effort from Haas. Won't be too disappointed at that one.
Nelson checks on the runner. Of course, Haas had that spectacular play last time they played here. Pitches outside, 1-0. He did a nice job to field it.
Yes.
Even though
he did everything he could do.
Yeah.
He was playing close to second, so that's just a weirdly placed ball.
Funkhauser, the hitter for the Miners, he's the leadoff man. Nelson checks on the runner. Pitch, swung on and chopped on the ground to 3rd. Provencio can't field it, and that comes out of his glove, no play. Provencio had the ball in his mitt for about 0.2 seconds, and then it rolled out, so Funkhauser is safe at first on the error. Bilter advances to second on the play, so 1st and 2nd for the Miners now with nobody out.
Yeah, that's going to be error number 6 on the year for Provencio. A couple of them have been up and down, but that one, he'll want that back. Had it for a second, but sometimes as a third baseman, you're just thinking about the ball and the throw before you actually have full control of it. Didn't glove it cleanly, and now we're going to see a mound visit.
Yeah, it could have been a double play too. So it's tough when you have a chance at 2 and then you get none for the Bucs on the defensive side of things. Izzy Fuentes, the pitching coach, is now out talking to Wyland Nelson, settling him down as the Jeopardy music plays here at Herman Brothers Field. Always love this theme song. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I think you love it unless you're a pitching coach trying to talk to your pitcher.
True, although Izzy Fuentes is all smiles walking back to the dugout.
Hey, folks,
so now Elliot Medlock up. Big chance for the Miners to try and strike back after the Bucs scored 2 in the top half of the inning. Elliot Medlock hit a homer his last time up. Shot out to left. Wyland Nelson set. Here's the pitch. Medlock shows bunt, pops it up foul, 3rd base side. No play for Provencio.
Yeah, if I'm a hitter and I just drilled one over the left field wall and I see my coach saying the bunt sign, I'm a little disappointed there. But, hey, if you have 2 runners on, it's probably the smart thing to do right now, especially in a game like this where there aren't a ton of runs.
Especially, you're right. 0-1's the count. Nelson kicks, steals. He shows bunt once again, lines it towards the 3rd base side foul. That was kind of like a liner off the bat, not a pop-up. Provencio drifted over, tried to make the play, but there was none. So 0-2 now on Medlock. Definitely won't show bunt. Runners on 1st and 2nd for the Miners. It's Bilter at 2nd and Funkhauser at 1st. He reached on an error from Provencio. Nelson set. Out of the stretch, gets the sign. The kick in the deal. Pitch, check swing, outside. Appeal, he did not go. So 1-2 now on Medlock. Nelson steps back on the rubber. Peers towards both runners. Now gets the sign. Here's the 1-2. Swung on line, 3rd base side, down for a base hit. Bilter rounds 3rd. He'll come home to score. Going to 3rd on the play is Funkhauser. The throw is not in time. That's a double for Elliot Medlock. And just like that, we're knotted up at 2.
Yeah, just a perfect piece of hitting there from Medlock to turn on that one and send it right down the line. It was a good throw from McGarry there to Provencio, but an even better slide from Funkhauser to go under the tag. And just like that, all tied up here.
Offense has come back to pounce for the Miners. Corners in. Pitch swung on, sliced foul right side. Carter Geffrey now the hitter. So 2-2 here in the 6th. Offense is coming alive. Nelson trying to work out of this one. Corners in Provencio at third, Rue at first. Nelson gets the sign, infield back. Here's the pitch, inside. So if it hits to the shortstop Haas or the second baseman Underhill, they're most likely willing to give up the run, and therefore the lead. Geffrey at the dish, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1, topped third base side, foul.
Looks like right-hander John Witt getting hot in the bullpen right now for the Bucs. I don't think it's quite time to pull Nelson yet, but if you let both of these runners in and let this become a multi-run lead for the Miners, this could quickly get out of control quickly, so something definitely to monitor.
And Nelson gave up a couple runs in his first outing a couple days ago in the ABL. Already 1 run home here. Set at the belt. Here's the 1-2 pitch, bounced up there. Good block from Reese Sherman, so 2-2 now on Geffrey. Of course, Geffrey came in, their best hitter. Now look at that, he's 2 strikeouts on the day, 0 for 2. Was hitting well above 500, 600 to come into this one. Nelson set. Here's the 2-2 offering, swung on, popped up. That'll stay in the infield, now drifts towards shallow center. In comes Narrett, dives, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Funkhauser, throw not in time. So the Miners take the lead on a sac fly, an unconventional sac fly out to center, and it's 3-2 Matsu on top.
Yeah, that's one of the weirder sac flies you're going to see. You thought it was in the infield, and I think the Bucs players at the start did too. It ended up just drifting out to center field. It would have been much easier play for either of the middle infielders. A very nice grab by Narrett, but when you're on the ground, it's very hard to get a quick throw and smart base running from Funkhauser to score there.
Headlock stays at second. Nelson kicks and deals, pitch outside. It's Carter Eberhard now the first baseman. Just like that, Miners on top. That was up there for years, it felt like. And Haas thought he had a chance, and Narrett came in. Made a good play, but it shouldn't have been that hard. Nelson set. Checks on runner. Now comes so. Here's the 1-0. Outside. Off speed. So 2-0 now to Carter Eberhard. Eberhard grounded into an unassisted 6-3 double play back in the first, and then grounded out to third in the fourth. So 0 for 2 from Eberhard.
Well, it's hard as an outfielder because you're calling for that because you think you have it. You don't really see the middle infielders.
Pitch swung on, topped on the ground towards Haas. Scoops it on one hop, throws the first in time. Got him. Nice play from Grant Haas. Runner advances to third on the play. So now a runner on third for the Miners with 2 outs. 3-2, Matsu still on top.
Yeah, Haas stepped on second base there. Would have had a double play had there been a runner, but instead just used it as a little bit of a boost. Haas continues to have a really good game. But going back to that sac fly, the other thing is if you have a middle infielder backtracking to make that one, it's a harder throw to home. So you want that momentum from center field.
Pitch from Nelson and a strike. Fastball right down Broadway.
Of course, Narrett ended up having the diving, so that took away any momentum. It was a great play, but you're not going to get the runner with that.
So now James McGee, the catcher, flew out 2 times, 0 for 2. Pitch from Nelson is hit to third. Fast the diving Provencio into left field. Medlock comes home to score. And it's 4-2 Matsu now. An offensive outburst here in the 6th.
Yeah, that one just a simple piece of hitting. Provencio dived. May have been better off shuffling his feet and trying to get to that one. Wasn't too far to his left, but ends up going to the outfield. Looks like we're going to have another pitching change here. Probably John Witt.
And Joe Silva walking out to the mound, taking his time. 3 runs already home here in the 6th. Claps his hands, and he'll take the ball from Wylan Nelson. John Witt coming on to pitch for the Bucs. We'll take a quick break here at Herman Brothers Field. 4-2, Matsu on top. We'll be right back. Back here at Herman Brothers Field, John Witt now on for the Bucs. His second appearance of the regular season. We saw him back on opening day. Carson Grout up for the Miners. Runner on first, it's James McGee off of his RBI single. Pitch, off speed, strike called. So 0-1 now on James McGee. Sorry, on Carson Grout. James McGee on first. Grout had a single back in the fifth. 1 for 2 on the day. Witt comes set. Long pause. Checks on the runner. Here's the 0-1 offering. Cut on, fouled right back. So 0-2 on Carson Grout. Nice for Grout to pick up a single back in the fifth. He came in 2 of 12 to start the season. Over at third. Witt comes set. Out of the stretch. Here's the 0-2 offering way outside. So it's 1-2 on Grout. 4-2 Miners on top after the Bucs took a 2-1 lead in the top half of the sixth. Offense all around here in the sixth inning after there was nothing for the first 5.
Yeah, both teams seem to have completely woken up.
Witt's pitch, crushed, foul, right field. Yule gave it a look. That one stayed up there for a while. But Grout knew it was foul right away. Back in the dish. McGee heads back to first, too. So Witt back on the bump, trying to work out of this pretty horrible sixth inning for the Bucs so far. 1-2's the count. Out of the stretch. Pitch. Check swing. He went around. That's a strikeout for John Witt. And that's the end of the inning. So 3 runs come home for the Miners. And they take a 4-2 lead. We'll head to the 7th. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. Back here for the 7th inning between the Bucs and the Miners. 4-2, Matsu on top after a 3-run 6th inning. Now Logan Yule will try to get the offense sparked once again for the Bucs. He's leading off, still Garrett Bauman on the bump for the Miners. First pitch to Yule outside. So 1-0 on Logan Yule, the right fielder. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside. Yule, of course, has been swinging a red-hot bat. Has a single today. That was back in the second inning. Flew out to second in the 4th. Bauman's 2-1. Swung on and hit up the middle on the ground. Funkhauser comes over, fields the first in time. So there's 1 out on a nice play from Cole Funkhauser, the second baseman. And now it's Grant Haas, the shortstop for the Bucs.
Yeah, it was a slow ground out by Yule, and he's speedy. Almost got to the bag in time. Nice play by Funkhauser to get to the ball and throw in the other direction. So good play by the second baseman, who's been impressive today. The pace this game has been going by. Bucs need some offense quick.
Pitch, off speed, nearly hit him. So 1-0 on Grant Haas. You're right. The offense has been coming in sparks. Well, really, just the 6th inning. 2 runs in the top half of the 6th for the Bucs. Bauman's 1-0 inside. Arm side heater, so 2-0 on Grant Haas. Bauman works his way back on the rubber. Haas today 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. The 2-0 pitch chopped up the middle. Shortstop Parentoni's there. Fields fires in time. 2 quick outs for the Bucs here in the top of the 7th. Nice work from Garrett Bauman. Now it's Joey Narrett, the center fielder, coming up for Anchorage.
Yeah, Bauman doing a really good job of just inducing this ground ball contact, one of the best things pitchers can do, and especially with how impressive this middle infield has been today of Funkhauser and Paratoni. That's a recipe for success for the Miners here late in this game.
Narrett steps in, walked and flew out to second, so 0 for 1. Pitch to him, taken inside, fastball. So 0-1 on Joey Narrett at a Dallas Baptist University. Had that crazy diving play in center back in the 6th, but couldn't fire home in time for the sac fly. 1-0, taken down low. So 2-0, fastball that Bauman just misfired. Bauman in his 2nd inning of work, relieving Connor Mundy, who went 5 2/3, 2 runs. Really nice outing for the Matsu starter. Narrett swings his bat. Ready. 2-0 offering, swung on and popped up left field. That might drift into foul territory. Bilter gives it a look and he makes the grab. A couple steps foul out in left field. So 1-2-3 go the Bucs here in the top half of the 7th. Miners are coming to bat trying to extend their lead. They're up 4-2. We'll go to the home half. It's Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Back here in Palmer, Alaska, fresh off taking me out to the ball game here at Herman Brothers Field. Milo Hoffman, Alex Burstein with you. 4-2 the score. Miners on top. Bucs trying to stay undefeated on the year, but in serious jeopardy. Down 4-2. The home side Matsu Miners blew up for 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Now the bottom of the 7th. John Witt still the pitcher on the hill for the Bucs. Came in, struck out the only batter he saw, Carson Grout. So he'll come on for his 2nd inning of work. Pitch pours in for a strike, and it's 0-1 to Lincoln Stevenson, the center fielder. 0 for 2 on the day. 2 ground outs, 1 double play in the 5th. Witt set. Pitch swung on, hit to short. Grant Haas charges, fields, and throws in time. So nice play from Grant Haas, nice and routine. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, this is a really important inning for the Bucs defense. Obviously, you don't want to be down, but 2 runs is definitely manageable. You've scored 2 in an inning before, but if you're John Witt, you really need to keep this at a deficit as small as it is. Luckily, the bottom of this lineup 1 for now 7 today, so just got to keep that going.
Now Greg Parentoni, the shortstop. Witt's offering, swung on, popped up left field. That's playable for Kai McGarry. Walks in a few steps, camps under, and makes the play. So 2 quick outs for John Witt here in the bottom of the 7th. And up comes Evan Bilter, the left fielder.
Yeah, Witt looking a lot better than his first appearance of the regular season. Gave up a couple of runs in 2 innings pitched. Only 1 hit, but had some control struggles, and defense wasn't helping him out. So looking a lot better in appearance, too.
Pitch outside to Evan Bilter. Bilter is 1 for 2, reached on an infield single back in the 6th. Flew out to right. Back in the 3rd inning. Nice stuff from John Witt, working quickly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's sliced towards right field. Logan Yule comes in. He has a play, and he makes it. So, nice 1-2-3 inning, about as quick as they come for John Witt. And we'll go to the top of the 8th. Bucs still down 4-2. We'll see if they can get the bats going. It's Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the broadcast here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. Milo Hoffman with Alex Burstein here for 8th inning of action between the Bucs and the Miners. The Bucs, really for the first time this year, need to spark a rally and try to come back into this one.
Yeah, and this is the time to do it with the top of your lineup due up. We've already seen impressive stuff out of Kai McGarry and Luke Taylor, the 2 and 3 hitters. Landon Underhill has a single. He's up to bat now, so you need to get a couple of hits here to get something going quickly.
Like you said, Underhill had a single. He's 1 for 3 on the day. 1 homer already this season. Bauman kicks and deals, pitch, sliced foul, left side. Way out of play. Underhill, the leadoff man today. Trying to work his way on. Top of the lineup for Anchorage. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed outside. So 1-1. Bucs trying to stay undefeated and avoid their first loss of the season. Second game against the Miners in the regular season. The first a 13-5 win. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the ground. First baseman Eberhard drifts over. Tosses to the pitcher Bauman in time. So that's a 3-1 putout in the first out of the inning for the Bucs.
Yeah, good play by Eberhard there. The backhand. It wasn't a super hard hit ball from Underhill, but good communication as well for pitcher to get over there, Bauman, and make the grab. So that's a well thought out play by the defense here for the Miners.
So up comes Kai McGarry. Walked back in the 6th. Pitch to him, tapped foul, and that took a piece of James McGee. It'll take some time to make sure he's feeling all good. Umpire will go out to the pitcher and spare some time. That just,
yeah,
oof.
Yeah, you don't like to see that.
Not at all, but I love the relationship between the pitcher, the umpire, and the catcher.
Yes.
Especially if there's a catcher hitting, they'll take all the time in the world.
Yep.
They'll walk around the base, they'll walk around the mound, anything you can to give your catcher some extra time to recoup.
Well, they're chatting it up there behind home plate all game.
It's a war back
innings.
there.
Yeah.
They definitely talk the most out of anyone on the diamond. Kai McGarry is 1 for 2 with a walk. Singled back in the first. Pitch to him, bounced. 58-foot fastball, it looked like. Probably an off-speed, actually. So 0-1 on Kai McGarry. 0-2, sorry. 1-1. Third time's a charm. Bauman's set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Taken for a strike, and it's 1-2 on the Buck left fielder.
Yeah, completely opposite from the pitch prior where he had no control. That one paints the outside part of the zone perfectly, and big chance here for the Miners pitcher to get a K.
Has his glove held up to his eyes like Andy Pettit. The 1-2 offering swung on and topped on the ground towards short. Parentoni has time, fires in time. So a 6-3 putout, and there's 2 gone here in the 8th inning.
Well, Luke Taylor coming to the plate. He already has a home run today. You definitely take another one of those. Problem is, he's really been the only bat for the Bucs in the last couple of innings. You take away his home run, the last base hit the Bucs had was all the way back in the 4th inning. So we'll see if Taylor can ignite some offense, but he's going to need a couple of his other teammates to do that as well.
Taylor with a homer back in the 6th. The solo shot, sorry, 2-run shot, gave the Buck the lead. Pitch to him, taken outside. He flew out to shortstop back in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. So 1 for 3 for Luke Taylor. 2 homers on the season, leads the team. Of course, only 3 homers for the Bucs in total. Just 4 games in, 5th game of the season for Anchorage in the ABL. Bauman gets the sign. Here's the delivery. Strike called, fastball right down Broadway.
It'll be interesting to see if Bauman has the chance to go another inning after this 8th, or if we'll get to see for the first time who the Miners want their closer to be. But they've only used 2 pitchers today. That's impressive because that's not what we've seen this year.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, off speed, hit high in the air, infield, foul territory now towards the 3rd baseman, Grout, and he makes the grab in foul territory. So another 1-2-3 inning for Bauman. The top of the lineup for the Bucs go down quietly. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th. It's 4-2, still the score, Miners on top. We'll be right back. It's Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Back here in Palmer, still 4-2 the score as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Leading off for the Miners is Cole Funkhauser, the leadoff hitter. John Witt still on the hill for the Bucs. Trying to work a scoreless inning and keep this at a 2-run ball game. He's set. Here's the pitch. Off speed pours in for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Funkhauser. Funkhauser reached on an error back in the 6th inning, then was struck out, retired on an offensive interference back in the 3rd, off-speed outside to him, and then walked back in the 1st. Interesting day for Cole Funkhauser, to say the least. An error and offensive interference, one that I haven't seen before. Witt set. Here's the 1-1 way outside, and it's 2-1. Another fastball from John Witt.
Looks like it's Grayson Chappell in the bullpen right now for the Miners, so we'll see if the right-hander has a chance to close this one out.
Witt's offering is way inside on an eye-high fastball. And it's 3-1 on the leadoff man, Cole Funkhauser. Would be a great start to the inning if the Miners can get Funkhauser over to 1st. Witt comes set. Here's the pitch. Off-speed, strike called, 3-2. A nice slider right down the middle of the dish. So it's full on Cole Funkhauser. Medlock on deck. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory behind us, and it's out of play. Oh, that sounded like a broken glass out there.
I think that might have been a sound effect played by the
Oh,
PA
okay.
announcer.
That got me. That got me really good. You know why? Because the timing was so good. I lost sight instantly. Broken glass. Here's the payoff from Witt. Pitch, sliced foul, right side.
Looks like we have a final from the other game tonight. Anchorage Glacier Pilots just won another pitching battle, 1-0.
Wow.
over Chugiak. So Glacier Pilots get a win there, and not a lot of offense tonight in the ABL.
Here's the payoff pitch, chopped on the ground towards short. Haas charges, fields it on a hop, throws in time. And there's one gun here in the bottom half of the 8th. Haas has seen a lot of action, and he's made every play. Tested over there at short, and he's answered all the questions. So up comes Elliot Medlock, the right fielder for the Miners. He hit a homer back in the 4th inning and then doubled in the 6th, came around to score.
Yes, not the guy you want at the plate right now, and he had a hit by pitch as well, so he's reached in every plate appearance today.
Hot hitter. Came into the day 2 of 10, so he's finding it. Pitch to him is laced right center field. Yule drifts back and he makes the play. Fielder Logan Yule. So a line out, and there's 2 gone here in the 8th.
Yeah, that was an impressive play from Yule, who probably wasn't expecting that ball to come his way after back-to-back hard-hit balls to left field from Medlock, but he kind of sticks up his glove as he's backtracking to his right and makes a nice grab, continuing a good day for Yule in the field.
So now it's Carter Geffrey. Sac fly back in the 6th, 2 strikeouts as well. Pitch to him, fouled back. Off speed from John Witt. Really nice stuff from John Witt.
Yeah, I mean, he's done his job. Now he just needs his offense to do something in the top of the 9th so he can maybe pitch another inning. But they'll need at least a couple of runs. Hopefully just a couple. Nothing else happens this inning.
Witt's out. Here's the pitch. High fastball upstairs. So 1-1 now on Carter Geffrey. Witt trying to work his second 1-2-3 inning and would be the 4th consecutive 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Here's the kick and deal off speed, other batter's box. So it's 2-1 now on Geffrey. Like I said, struck out twice in the 1st and in the 4th. Sac fly back in the 6th. That was out to center on a wonky play to Joey Narrett. Here's the 2-1 pitch outside on a fastball. So 3-1 now to Carter Geffrey. Miners trying to spark a 2-out rally.
Yeah, and that RBI sac fly, that RBI is the go-ahead one right now, that 3rd run. So Geffrey's had a big imprint on this game.
3-1 pitch, strike called on a off-speed pitch. So it's full now on Carter Geffrey. The Miners have done well to work it full, but John Witt has come back and retired each of the last few batters who've worked the count 3-2. Once again, the payoff. He's set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up infield. Right side, RJ Ruiz there. Just in fair territory, now in foul territory, and he makes the play. High pop-up. Almost touched the sky. But we go to the 9th. Bucs trying to avoid their first defeat of the season. Do they have a rally in their bones? Stay tuned to find out. We'll be right back. It's Bucs Baseball. Back here at Herman Brothers Field in the top of the 9th inning. It'll be Grayson Chappelle on for the Miners to try and close this one out. Sophomore out of Paris Junior College. He'll try and close out the first win of the season for the Miners over the Bucs. Of course, their second meeting. It'll be a pinch hitter for Anchorage. Corey Bantam will come in. He's pinch hitting for RJ Rouet. Over at first, Rouet went 0 for 3 with a flyout, a strikeout, and a groundout. Bantam big left-handed hitter who has pop. But, of course, the Bucs down by 2, so just trying to find themselves some base runners. Here's Chappelle, set at the belt. And the pitch. Down low on a fastball. So 1-0 on Corey Bantam.
Yeah, Bantam playing for the first time since the last meeting with the minors last week. And he was solid in that one, went 1 for 4. He's definitely a contact guy.
The 1-0 pitch, sliced foul, and it's 1-1 on Bantam.
Hasn't had quite as hot of a bat as he started the season with, but he knows how to get on. And with Provencio, a guy behind him who also knows how to get on, if you guys can get 2 runners on, that's enough to maybe tie the game. So that's what the Bucs want to do here.
They want some traffic. 1-1 count. Chappelle set. Here's the offering. Swing and a miss on the off speed. So it's 1-2 on Corey Bantam. Like we're saying, Bucs need to spark a rally to stay undefeated. 4-0 to start. By far the best in the ABL. Chappelle set. Wibbles his foot a couple times. Now he's ready. And here's the 1-2. Swung on, sliced foul left side. They'll do the 1-2 again. Bantam, we've seen him put the ball in play. We haven't seen that rocket out of him. Of course, he's capable of doing so, but a lot of his hits in the exhibition games have been bloopers and choppers on the ground. Chappelle ready. So is Bantam. 1-2 pitch, swung on, hit up the ground towards the middle of the infield. Funkhauser makes the play, and there's one gone.
Yeah, and that's what makes Chappelle such a good closing pitcher. He is 1-0 on the year, got a big appearance against the Glacier Pilots last week. Just came in and was able to shut the door with 3 strikeouts and ended up getting the win on the walk-off. So they've entrusted him to pitch in the 9th already this season. Last pitch in exhibition game against the Kingsmen, but he's been shut out so far in regular season play and trying to keep that going here.
It's Austin Gamel, the pinch hitter for the Bucs. He comes in for James Provencio. Right on left matchup. Here's the pitch outside, and it's 1-0. Now you can see what the Bucs are doing. Well, actually, no. I was going to say they want right on left matchups, but both players who were subbed out were also lefties.
Yeah, I mean, you might want a little more pop from Gamel.
1-0, swing and a miss. So it's 1-1 on Austin Gamel, but the pop doesn't matter. You're taking out Provencio, who has a lot of contact.
On base, so this one's more confusing. I would have rather seen Gamel maybe for Sherman, the next batter.
Anyways, it's a 1-1. Bauman set. Here's the pitch downstairs. 2-1. Of course, the Bucs need to get on any way they can. Gamel is off to a pretty good start this season. Laced a big double last game against the Chinooks. 2-1's the count. Wiggles his bat. Chappelle set. Here's the pitch. Outside. So 3-1 on Austin Gamel. Of course, if he reaches, the tying run comes up to the plate. Now looking over on deck, it looks like it'll be another pinch hitter, Nate Muncy. Another lefty, so he would come in for Reese Sherman. Not there quite yet, though. Chappelle, ready for the 3-1. Looks in for the sign. Kicks and deals. Pitch. Strike called. And it's full on Austin Gamel.
Yeah, Gamel has not been very aggressive in this at-bat. He's waiting for the pitches to come to him. Because of that, would not be surprised to see Chappelle maybe just go with a fastball, try to hit the zone, maybe the outside part against a lefty. See what he dials up here.
The payoff pitch to Gamel. Here it is. Taken down low for ball 4. So Austin Gamel works a walk. Nice at-bat for the pinch hitter. And now it'll be Nate Muncy, another pinch hitter for the Bucs. He's the tying run. Exactly what you want from Austin Gamel. You're told to get on base. He does exactly that. Now Nate Muncy, who we haven't seen too much. He's been on the mound a couple times. Lefty on the bump, lefty at the dish. He's the tying run. Does he have time and a moment for the dramatic? Gamel off first. Chappelle set. Pitch. Swung on, laced to center field. That's playable. Stevenson back a few steps, and he makes the play. So 2 outs here in the 9th. And it's Logan Ewell coming to the dish.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 straight lefties to start off this 9th inning at the plate for the Bucs. Ewell, the only one who actually started off the game. He's had a hot bat, singled back in the 2nd, so this would be huge if he can find a way to get on.
Chappelle set. Here's the pitch. Taken down low. 1-0 on Logan Ewell. He's been swinging a hot bat, maybe the hottest bat of the Bucs lineup. Chappelle checks on the runner, now comes set once again. 1-0's the count. Here's the offering, swung on, hit on the ground towards the second baseman. Funkhauser there, Fields fires in time, and that'll do it. 4-2 the final score as the Bucs are defeated for the first time of the season.
Reminder, the Miners will be on the road.
A day where the offense went quietly for the first time of the year. We're used to seeing the Bucs put up close to double digits in every game, but that just wasn't the case today. The Miners shut them down for pretty much the entirety of the ball game, barring that 6th inning. So the final score 4-2, and really the story of the game for the Miners has to be Connor Mundy, the starting pitcher.
Yes, goes almost 6 innings, 5 2/3, gives up 6 hits, but big number, gave up just 2 runs. I believe he will be in position for the win. You know, he's actually not going to be, because the Miners took the lead in the bottom of the 6th, so it'll actually be Garrett Bauman who gets the win there. That's a tough break for Mundy there, but he pitched excellent, gave up 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he won this game for the Miners.
And you listen, you know you're not going to win every game of the season. It was just a matter of time before the Bucs were held quietly. On the offensive side, of course, Luke Taylor still went deep. We'll be right back with our game totals here on the Anchorage Bucs stream. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Herman Brothers Field. We're here with your game totals. Once again, the final score 4-2. The Miners win it over the Bucs, the first loss of the season for Anchorage. We'll go down the box score. Of course, the main man on the offensive side for the Bucs is really Luke Taylor. He had the only positive part of the game. Hit a 2-run shot out to left field. Actually gave the Bucs a lead, 2-1, but then the Miners came back on the offensive side. Keith Finazzo went 4 innings, just gave up 1 run, so nice stuff from Keith Finazzo. Of course, that 1 run, the home run, given up to Elliot Medlock back in the 4th inning. Also just 1 walk for Finazzo, so really good control. Wylan Nelson came on, he gave up 3 runs in 1 2/3 innings, and then John Witt looked really good on the hill for the Bucs. Worked 2 1/3 scoreless innings and a couple 1-2-3 frames as well for John Witt. As for the Matsu Miners, well, Elliot Medlock had 2 hits, 2 ribbies. He was really good today. Reached base all times he was up to the dish. Edvin Bilter also had a hit. Carter Geffrey with a ribby as well. Of course, that homer came from Elliot Medlock back in the 4th inning. Connor Mundy, though, on the hill. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Really good stuff from Connor Mundy, the righty. Then Garrett Bauman and Grayson Chappelle came on to seal the deal. No runs for those 2 combined in 3 1/3 innings.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just the first time this season that the Bucs have faced a pitching staff that's been complete innings 1 through 9. A really good starter, and you mentioned it, both Bauman and Chappelle, who gets the save, looked really good in relief. Tough break Monday not getting the win, but Bauman equally as deserving, looked good here today, and this is a really good performance from the Miners, and it shows there's a little parity in this league, which is good for the Bucs.
Yeah, the first few times these teams play each other, they don't know each other too well, but now you'll see the teams play each other a lot. You'll start to learn who's on the bump, who's at the plate. You'll know just a little bit more. It'll make the games even more competitive and fun. The Bucs fall for the first time this season, 4-2 to the Miners. The offense went quiet, really, for the first time of the season. Milo Hoffman here and Alex Burstein from Herman Brothers Field. Once again, 4-2 the score here in Palmer, Alaska. For Alex Burstein and Milo Hoffman, saying so long here in Palmer, Alaska. Hope you have a good night.